Why is it important for teachers to plan ahead? Hey there, I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, can you imagine if you walk into your classroom and nothing is ready? If you have no sheets or anything that you need, imagine the amount of time it's going to take you to search for all of those sheets. Then you, instead of having lunch and hanging out with your co-workers or working one-on-one with your kids, you need to now figure out where these worksheets are. Then you need to go and photocopy every single thing. And worse yet, if you don't get the time to finish any of this, you now have to contact the receptionist at your school to go and photocopy for you. And honestly, they're busy enough already as it is. They don't need the extra work as well. Now imagine your classroom. You go into your classroom, you don't have anything prepared. Your kids are going to sense this this feeling of not knowing what's going on, and they are going to start acting out a little bit as well. So classroom management is also going to be a little bit, it's also going to go through the roof a little bit for you. That's really not what we want. What we want is for you to be able to plan it in advance. And yes, there's a bit of work up front, but once you've done it, the following years after get to be a lot easier, and it allows you to enjoy being in your classroom more and also have a life outside of your classroom. So let's look at how we're going to be able to do that. Before we even get into the steps, I want you to go check out the description where it says full episode, and click that link, because if you go right into the main part of the article, it's going to link to some planning resources. What we're going to talk about is we go into more depth in those resources. It's going to help you stay focused, stay on task, and plan ahead. Okay? And so let's get started. The first step is to look at your objectives. So what is that big idea that you need to teach your children? Now you're going to be, if you look at your government website, they should be able to outline that for you. It may state big idea, it may state core competency or common core. So what's that big idea that you need to teach your children? This is a really important thing. Don't skip over this step, because you can actually put this on the board for your children to know what they're going to be focusing on, what skill are they going to be developing, and it also can go right into your report card to make report card writing a lot easier for you as well. Okay? Now once you've got that big umbrella right there ready to go, the objectives, we're going to look at the content. What is the next, what are the main steps that you need to teach? What's the main content that you have to teach them? So it might be, so maybe you're teaching them about multiplication. That's the content, okay? Double-digit multiplication. So how are you going to teach them this? What activities do you need to be able to teach them these concepts, to engage them, not just teach them, engage them and have them interested in the topic, okay? The next one is materials. So what materials do you need in order to make this happen? Do you need to photocopy some sheets? Do you need equipment to make the activity more exciting? Do you need a video to teach your children? So have all of that ready in advance. Then the fourth step is assessment. How are you going to assess what your children throughout this process? So we're going to look at three different types of assessment here. The first one is assessing prior knowledge, so what they already know ahead of time. The second is assessing ongoing development, and then the third one is to assess their summative knowledge, okay, at the very end. So we have looked at the importance of planning ahead. We've looked at 4 different ways to do that, or 4 steps to do that, not different ways. It's looking at the objectives, then the content, the materials that you need, and the fourth is assessment. Now, in order to really get into depth and for me to show you how to do this in a bit more detail, check out the link in the description where it says full episode. Go to the first part and grab the resource that I mentioned at the beginning of this episode. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. In the meantime, remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, my friends, and I'll talk to you later. Same place, same time, next week.